Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel.
Gotta go Orlando!
And that's my head on the screen.
Wow, can I get the intro first before your head comes up the screen?
Jeez, top 10 roller coaster special.
Well, it's just your turn this week.
It is indeed, and then you're going to do one for your top 10
Yeah,
roller
I needed
coasters.
a little bit extra time because there's just too many amazing coasters in Florida.
There is indeed. We all love our coasters, and especially me, I love my coasters. There's nothing more exciting than just letting go. Excellent, I just love it.
I mean, the last time we did this was before we actually moved here to Florida and experienced all the amazing coasters here in Florida and Orlando. And can you believe it? Like, this is, everyone's been asking for this one because you're here, you're going on all these coasters all the time. Now you know exactly what your top 10 is.
So this one is going to be based on Orlando and Florida. So it's going to cover some of my personal favourite coasters. Well, all of them are my top 10, but my 10th coaster is Tigeress at Busch Gardens, Tampa. I love this coaster. It's short, it's sweet, but very powerful.
It's still actually quite a new coaster when you think about it. It opened in April the 19th, 2019, so it's still quite a brand new coaster for the park.
It was manufactured by Premier Rides, and it's a Skyrocket Model 2. One of the key elements I love is the roll at the top. When you're at that height, it's just absolutely crazy. I love the fact that it's free launches. I love the fact that you fly through stations.
I was going to say, I love it when you can see everybody's faces when you're coming back and forth.
Hi,
It's like,
hi, hi.
And you get such cool, amazing views of the park. I mean, it's awesome. So Shane, what's your 9th coaster?
9th coaster is the Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando, manufactured by B&M Rides. Now we all know B&M Rides make really good, smooth coasters, but sort of like live and test the time really. They're just a really great ride.
This is SeaWorld's original coaster, opened in 2000, but you know what, I absolutely love it. It's an amazing coaster. I do love the new theme, like the new colours. I know a lot of people don't like the new colours, but I actually think it really pops. The blue, that baby blue was just getting a little bit dull. Like I say, I really love the new colour on it. I think it looks amazing and just a classic SeaWorld ride. The first roller coaster at SeaWorld.
It's just a really enjoyable ride. Even though it's older, it's just still smooth, fun. It's got loads of elements. The track length is really good.
And I love this bit when you're coming up right here before you do that first drop. That view is just amazing of the other coasters and the park. It's just amazing. The other thing, I know this is off the ride, but one thing I do love about it is the spiral bit when you can get those amazing photos of it. It's awesome.
Definitely, and I love all the rock work outside with the Kraken. I think that's awesome as well.
And that beautiful mural as well that you can get your photos at. It's just an amazing coaster.
So this coaster top speed is 65 miles per hour and its track length is approximately 4,177 feet.
One thing I would say, this coaster is long and I do love that.
And it's packed out with 7 inversions as well.
I mean, just as such a fun coaster. Make sure you check out our POV of it.
Yeah, look at you. That's us riding front seat, and again, just love this ride.
Kraken POV. Hope you enjoy.
Inside the station. Unfasten your seatbelt.
Hi, son.
Wait for instructions from the attendant. Thank you.
So my 8th coaster in the list is all the way back at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's the only coaster in the park. Can you guess what it is? Can you? Can you? It's Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. Ooh.
We love this coaster.
This coaster is a steel coaster. It's made and built by Vekoma. Again, what I love about this coaster is the themes. It's not got inversions, it's the theme. It's the way that you sort of basically, you go in and you feel like you're about to like leave base camp and head on to this expedition up into the mountain.
Like you say, it's all about the theme on this. I mean, right from basically you walk through the bit where it says your wait time, you're going through your queuing time or your queue area. It's just amazing. before you even get on it, all the amazing photos, all the facts of it, it's just awesome. You really do feel like you've been transported to go on Everest, to be at Everest. I mean, it's amazing.
Even the Yeti protecting the Forbidden Mountain is just amazing. Even though it's not working,
The effect is still very
but
good.
the effect for me is still good because literally you fly by it anyway. It's so quick as you fly by it with a strobe light and the wind. You do get the sensation like it's
when we
moving.
talked to some of our friends said even though it wasn't working, they just thought that was the way it was. So I mean, it's working for a lot of people.
So this is the tallest coaster in all of Disney parks.
You can totally tell because it's a mountain.
It is a mountain, and it cost £1 million to build this absolute iconic structure that houses this coaster.
$1 million, babe.
$1 million. I'm always saying pounds, dollars.
You're still.
I need to convert.
We've been here over 6 months, and he's still forgetting.
So yeah, I just love this coaster, and it had to make its way onto this list because it is just epic.
What's one of the things that we love to do when we get off the coaster though? Go and check out that first drop when you can hear the screams coming. Because I mean, I do love that first drop.
It's so picturesque as well.
The thing is though, you do forget how long that first drop is. You feel like you're still going and going and going and going. I mean,
It's never ending.
It's
never ending.
And one thing we do love about this ride is whenever we go on it, it's never that long of a wait. We normally go on it twice.
No, we usually we walked on it, like literally walked on it. Well, that's great because obviously you get a bit of time to check out that theming in the queue as well.
I know.
Spot all them little Easter eggs.
I know. I think one time we waited a while, and then we were like, we're never doing this again. If it's too long a wait, we'll come back later on. So Shane, what is your 7th coaster? I feel like we're going to be park hopping over to another park now.
We are indeed. We are heading all the way back to SeaWorld for one of your favourites as well, Manta.
Yes, but you'll have to wait and see what number mine will be next week.
Again, built by B&M Rides. This is a flying roller coaster.
This was actually your first coaster you ever did at SeaWorld.
It was indeed, yeah. Honestly, I've rode air.
Yeah.
You've done air as well.
Yes, we have all in summers.
And we loved air.
Yes, we
But
did.
then we've done this, and unfortunately, this has kind of knocked the pants off.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, I won't go too far into it, like from my experience, but one thing I would love to see. This really, I was crying at the end of this ride, especially when Shane went on it for the first time because it really did take your breath away when you went on it.
It was the first element.
I remember him saying, "Oh my God," and I was crying at the end of this because obviously I've been on it before, but Shane never, and I've never seen his face light up this much for a roller coaster ever. And yeah, we love it so much.
Its slogan definitely matches the ride. Dive deep, fly high.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing coaster. Again, for me, I look at all the things in a coaster, even like before you go on, the theming. I love going through the rocks. Now, everyone, just a little tip if you are going on this ride, just watch when you're walking. For some reason, when I go in this tunnel,
the tunnel with the theming.
I can never see where I'm going. No. I'm knocking myself out.
I think what it is because it's so sunny outside, and then you're going into like a cave, which has got these beautiful stingray windows which you can look into the aquariums. They're just amazing.
But no, like I say, I love all this, and then obviously when you first come into the park, that is just an amazing photo opportunity with the water. It's just amazing. I love it so much, this coaster.
So there's 4 inversions on this coaster. There's the pretzel loop, 2 inline twists and 1 corkscrew. It's definitely the pretzel loop, I think, what gets us the first element.
Yeah,
it's just so... It just takes the air out of you.
It takes your breath away,
Yeah,
as I
it
say,
really
it
does.
takes. And I remember, like I say, I remember looking over, even though I'm so short so I can't really see Shane's face, I remembered like trying to go over to look at him, because he was just like, oh my god, it was just that, it really did take your breath away.
I wasn't expecting it, that's what I'd say.
And that was your first
Yeah.
main coaster in Orlando.
It was.
That was your very first
Yeah.
roller coaster you ever went in Orlando.
I know, it's crazy.
And I think we picked a really good one
Yeah,
for it.
definitely. So we're going to move on to my number 6 coaster now. I got my knees wet.
So now we are travelling all the way to Tampa, so of course it is Busch Gardens, Tampa.
And my number 6 coaster is the one and only SheiKra. Another B&M coaster dive machine. It's coming to like sort of like I like B&M.
Yeah, you do.
B&M
Yeah, it's
rides
getting me
and
in there.
coasters, yeah. So this is a flawless B&M dive coaster. It's absolutely breathtaking.
It really is. This roller coaster opened in 2009, and I mean it's really amazing. I remember the first time that you went on it, and we both went on it. It was the front row, and we really, like I've been on it before, but we really wanted you to go on that front row. It was
Really did. Obviously, I've done Oblivion at Alton Towers, and I still
Have as well.
love Oblivion. I think the thing what makes Oblivion stand out and just takes your breath away a little bit more than SheiKra is the fact that you land in that hole.
Yeah.
I think that element really helps the ride.
One thing I would say about this ride I do love is because it's longer though. This is one thing I really
You've got
do
more
like about it.
elements, so it does make it a better ride. But again, it's just I love this ride. I love it. So it was meant to be 160 feet tall, but when it came to the planning and stuff, it wasn't tall enough. So they
Is roller coasters ever tall enough sometimes?
no, they're never taller. We want taller, more extreme, more faster, more crazy. So they went to 200 feet tall. Yep. Maximum speed of 70 miles per hour and a track length of 3,188 packs in quite a few nice little elements.
And another thing, I know this is going with a theme of mine, but I do love when you're off the ride as well, when people are getting absolutely soaked, let's face it, that element is just awesome. And you still find families that don't know about it and they're absolutely, even though the floor is completely soaked, it's like a river.
There's a clip at the beginning of this anyway of someone getting soaked.
Absolutely soaked, but you know what?
No, the splashdown is a really,
awesome.
really cool element.
I really like the colours as well of this ride. It's just a really nice ride and it's just awesome to ride.
And the fact that straight off the vertical drop you hit that Innerman loop, which is just breathtaking. You've only done one Innerman loop in the UK, and that was on Icon.
Yes.
Yeah, but this one is just absolutely breathtaking. It's like double the size. I feel like it's double the size. It's just crazy.
Another thing that I really like about this ride, sorry, I was going to say rain, I don't know, ride is when the train goes through, like goes by and stuff like that. I just love this area. It's just awesome coaster.
Definitely an awesome coaster, and if you're in Busch Gardens, worth the wait. Join that queue.
Okay, so that was reassuring. My seat loosened.
Mine loosened as I went down the first drop. I was like, oh my god.
So Shane, it's your number 5.
Number 5.
Mambo number 5.
Number 5. Again, another BMN coaster.
Well, we're heading over to SeaWorld. We're splashing back over to SeaWorld now. And yeah, it's another another one. Ding ding ding.
Another one. They're just really good at making smooth coasters, which are...
You've not even said what it is.
Well, I think people already know what this is. This is Mako.
Oh, another awesome ride. I just love the views. Look right now. Look at that view. Look at that view of Orlando.
It's not got inversions. It's just a really nice, smooth coaster. It's really good for catching the views. There's some really nice airtime elements in the second half of the ride, I would say, as you're sort of coming back to station. Then you've got the bits what weave around over the footpaths and by the lagoon.
I think that, do you know what, I think apart from like when you first go up and you're seeing that beautiful view as you come down, that is really my favourite bit when you're coming back in through the park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awesome for photos, awesome to see the view of the rest of the park. I mean, it's just amazing. I remember the first day when we moved back, obviously it was Shane's first day living in Orlando. That was the coaster that we went and got the photographs outside the park, and your face at that point was like, oh my god, I'm in Orlando.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you see it from outside the park, it's so noticeable, and like you're just like, oh my god, I want to ride that hyper coaster.
like right now, this is one of my favourite bits, going on over the water there. It's just, and it's such a nice colour as well. I know like I'm more about the theming and all that, but like that's just my side of it. I like
so it
that.
reaches heights of 200 feet. A maximum speed of 73 miles per hour, and the track length is 4,760 feet, which makes it a pretty lengthy, decent ride.
It is really long, and like it again, like you probably see from the footage, it really does take your breath away on it as well. I mean, it's just so much fun.
My next coaster, number 4 in the list. We're getting closer to the end now.
Now we are moving over to Islands of Adventure at Universal Resort Orlando.
And guess what?
I feel a bit green right now.
I feel a bit green, but guess who it's built by?
Oh, I don't know.
B&M again!
Oh my god!
B&M coasters. It is the Hulk.
The
This
Incredible Hulk coaster.
ride is absolutely crazy.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I love this ride with so much passion. It's that launch, it's the story, it's just everything, the sound.
It's amazing. Going back to Shane's very first time, I remember it was night time, and again it took your breath away. I was like,
It did.
Let's face it, I cry a lot, but like every time we were coming off a ride or attraction or anything seen fire, I was crying because obviously watching Shane's face for the first time, it was literally like, I know it's going to sound weird, like having a child, like seeing it for the first time. That's what it was.
Cheers, babe.
So Shane, what is your number 3 coaster?
My number 3 top coaster is at Islands of Adventure once again.
This is nice. We're not having to like park hop like a couple hours away and stuff like that. We're just walking around now.
We're
It's
just
nice.
walking around. It's really nice. So it is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Oh god, babe, come on, it's saying 100-minute wait. Am I gonna have to wait this long right now for this?
This coaster you are gonna wait for. This is one thing I will say.
100%.
You're gonna wait for it, but it is worth it. It is the most expensive roller coaster built to date at $300 million.
That's a lot of dollars.
That's a lot of dollars.
A lot of dollars.
It is a fun-filled, packed coaster with amazing theming.
It's got something for everyone, the whole family. If you love the coaster element, if you love the theme, if you love Harry Potter, if you love everything, it's got everything in it.
And it is got the most launches as well. 7 launches in this coaster.
But it's amazing. We love always fighting over who gets the bike, who
and
gets
the seat.
And normally I win. I normally always get the bike because I mean I do love pressing the purple button. But no, do you know what? I will wait in this queue. I love this ride. It's just so much fun. I love the queue area, the theme, just everything.
The rollback, the drop down, it's packed with so many different elements.
You see Hagrid, I mean, just so...
The unicorn.
Everything. It's just amazing. And a must do when you go Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
For us, even though we live here, we always try and go there in the morning, so like we do the biggest wait in the morning, but we sometimes get lucky and the queue might go down a little bit and we're like, oh, we don't mind spending the next hour and a half waiting, because like I say, it's just an amazing coaster and it's a must do, and I love everything about it. There's not one thing that I would say I don't like about it.
It's just phenomenal. The track length is 5,053 feet.
Can I say
which is just a long ride.
Can you say it's a beautiful ride?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and the fact that the queuing, you're going through all the castle, and you feel like, honestly, when I was in that queue, I was like, oh, it's going to be in the next room, station's in the next room.
And I kept going,
6 rooms later. No, we're still not in the station.
No.
It's like, it just never ends. That queue line is just immense.
But you know what? Like I say, it's just, when you're watching it right now, it's just so, it's a stunning, beautiful ride. It's...
See you next lesson.
So Shane, God, we're having a park hop over and I'm going to have to get in the car. It's going to take like an hour and a half. Now we're going all the way over back to Busch Gardens Tampa!
Yes, we're back in Busch Gardens for my number 2 coaster. Now, I know some people are going to be like, what? This one at number 2, mainly because when I go on a roller coaster, I like theming. And that's a big thing for me. I like to be immersed. Now, this coaster is absolutely massive. Iron Gwazi is just absolutely crazy. It just takes your breath away.
Yeah, one thing I would say, you're about you saying about the theming has changed a lot since obviously leaving the UK, because obviously the UK, they don't really have theming, they just have coasters. So once obviously then we moved over, then Shane started to see, especially like Hagrid and Disney.
That's when I realised theming was a big thing for me in coasters.
Because like before, when we did our top 10, I was the only one that went to Florida, and when I was trying to explain it to Shane was like, but I don't really need the theming, and it's like, but wait until you go on them, you'll see it. One thing I would say about this coaster is, you were just dying for this, like all through the pad, like everything, you were just like, oh my god, this coaster. And when we did go on it, it didn't disappoint. It was really good.
No, it didn't disappoint. This is an RMC steel hybrid roller coaster. It packs a punch.
It really
That's what I would
does.
say. As soon as you go over that drop, it doesn't stop.
My only issue, every time I go on this, I always feel like I'm around family that have never been on it before, and I feel like I go a little bit deaf every time I go on it.
Yeah, it's a screamer.
It's a screamer.
Definitely a screamer. When you're going up the lift hill, you can hear the people panic as they're going up.
Yeah, the last few times. Yeah, you can hear them, and then you just hear that scream. And I think it was like the last 2 times we've been on it, we've always had that one family that has never been on it before, and they're like grabbing your shoulder, like.
And it feels a lot faster than it actually is. That's what I would say. I don't know if it's because of obviously you're going under like wooden beams and stuff all the time, so it makes things feel faster. It reaches a 51 miles per hour speed. The track length is 3,508 feet long. Doesn't feel that. It's so fast.
It's so fast, and like and one thing is, I don't know if I should say this, but one time we did go on it, a woman did nearly lose her wig on it, and I couldn't believe it. I just heard her screaming, like, my wig, and I was like, oh my god, this does go quick. Because I mean, they do say put your hats away, and that's one thing I would say I do like about this ride. There is a pocket between your legs for
with all your small.
Because I don't know how many times I've been on this and people are trying to film POVs with their phone.
So here we are. We're at my number 1 coaster.
And we've just had to drive an hour and a half again back to Orlando. I am tired today, the amount of park hopping we've done.
This is an intimate, absolute beast of a coaster. It is the one and only Velocicoaster. It is crazy.
This is, I'm just going to say it, I know you're going to have to wait to see mine, but this is one of the best coasters I have ever been on, and I'm
Yes.
saying this.
Yeah.
So that's a little sneak peek
theme,
for next week.
The lighting, the fact that, honestly, ride it at night. It's amazing at night.
So our first ever experience, it was me and Shane and my dad. My mum didn't want to go on, and I understand she doesn't like big coasters, and I could understand she didn't want to go on it at night. She goes on coasters, but I understand. My dad was really nervous, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was really,
we were really nervous. And I said to my dad, look Dad, if you don't want to do it, I will not do it. I was so nervous for my dad because he loves coasters, but even though I've never been on it, I knew this was going to be a whole new level from what I've seen. So, but oh my God, I came off smiling like a Cheshire cat all night. The next day I was like, this is the best thing I think I've ever been on.
I've probably used this term a million times throughout our vlogs. This is truly a full package coaster. Now, I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but definitely make time to ride this if you're at Islands of Adventure. So guys, support our channel with Patreon. Just head down to the links in our description, and you can even have your name at the end of every single vlog.
That's awesome. And everyone, remember to check out our website, gottagoorlando.com, for all your latest Orlando, Florida theme park and more news.
And also check out our social media. We have Twitter, Facebook and Instagram.
So much, but check them all out.
And to finish off this vlog, check out these 2 videos and smash that subscribe.